Hello, everyone. I just want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today is Monday, April the 25th, and it's around 11:30 p.m. So, tonight I'm just documenting another dream that I had. Um, I had this dream on April the 23rd. Okay, so basically, I was at the library working on job searches, and this was probably one of the quickest dreams I've ever had. Like, I dozed off at the computer for just like a split second. And in that short amount of time, I had a dream. Um, Now, there seems to be this theme going on lately with my dreams where, as it pertains to transportation for some reason. Um, I shared with you guys the dream, the Drake dream, and then uh, I believe it was the same night that I had that dream that I had another dream that I have not released, but that also dealt with some form of transportation. And this particular dream that I had at the library that happened so quickly um, also deals with transportation. So there seems to be this theme currently uh, as it pertains to transportation in my dreams. So I'm going to share the dream really quickly. I don't really have an interpretation at this point. Um, but basically, so basically, okay, I saw a specific YouTuber was driving this car. Okay. This is someone who currently has a YouTube page or channel. And this particular YouTuber was driving the car. Okay. And it's like he came to pick me up. So I don't know if it was a situation where maybe he was driving an Uber or a Lyft. I don't know exactly, but he was driving the car and he comes to pick me up. Now, in this particular dream, I am actually a passenger in the car. Okay. In the other dream, I told you I was just watching. I felt like I was just watching as opposed to really being a passenger. But in this dream, I'm in the dream and I'm actually a passenger. So this YouTuber is driving the car and he comes and he picks me up. Now, the thing that I noticed about the dream, when he picks me up, I get in the back seat behind on the driver's side, okay? So I get in the back seat on the driver's side. Now, the interesting thing about this particular dream is this YouTuber that was driving the car was seated in the front, but on the passenger side, okay? And at first I thought it was like one of those situations, you know how in some countries they drive on the opposite side, uh, that that uh, that we do it here in America. Like in America, uh, the steering wheel is on the left side of the car, but in some countries it's on the right. Okay, so this is what's weird about the dream. So the YouTuber is driving the car, but he's seated in the passenger side in the front of the car. Okay. But he was driving the car from that place. It wasn't a situation where uh, the driver's side was on the passenger side. Okay. The driver's side was still like standard American cars, okay? Because remember, I got in the back seat behind the driver's side. He was seated in the front seat on the passenger side. However, somehow he was driving the car, but the steering wheel was still. This is the craziest dream. But the steering wheel was still in its normal place. But he was seated in the passenger seat on the front in the front of the car, but he was driving the car from the passenger seat. The steering wheel and everything was still on its normal side. So anyway, hopefully I made that clear enough. So anyway, I get in the back seat of the car behind the the steering wheel. When I get in the car, hold on one second. Okay, so when I get in the car, I initially just feel like, okay, this car is too small. Okay, so I just had this overwhelming feeling like, oh my God, like the car just felt too small. And by the way, I do know what kind of car we were driving. This particular time, I know exactly what the kind of car it was. So we were in a Nissan Sentra, but it was an older model. An older model Nissan Sentra. Okay, and it was a 4-door car. It was a 4-door car, older model Nissan Sentra, and again, I get in the back seat of the car on the driver's side, and I just have this overwhelming feeling like this car is just too small, and um, and the driver's seat was let all the way back. Like he had the driver's side pushed all the way back. And so I asked him if he could move it up a little, because at this point I'm feeling like claustrophobic. Like this car is too small. Uh, and really kind of what I was feeling was that I was too big to be in that car. That's really the feeling. It was that the car was too small, but it was also the fact that I was too big to be in that car. And so he stated to me that he couldn't really let the seat up anymore. And that was it. I basically came out of the dream. So I'm not sure what this one means. But again, just the weirdest thing about the dream was that, again, that he was driving the car from the passenger side of the vehicle, the front passenger side of the vehicle. The steering wheel was still in its normal place, but he was somehow driving the car. And again, just the overwhelming feeling when I got in the car that the car was just too small for me to be in. And essentially that I was too big to be in that car. And also just the fact that I knew this particular time, I knew exactly what kind of car we were in. So that was kind of the dream. I really don't have an interpretation at this point, but for some strange reason, I keep having these dreams about cars and different modes of transportation. It seems to be a theme right now that is going on I've had at least 3 dreams like that now. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to post at this point. Thank you guys so much for listening, and God bless.